How's it going, guys? Welcome to Season 9 of my Detroit Red Wings franchise mode series. As you guys can see here, 93 offense, 95 defense, 89 goaltending for the NHL team, 86 offense, 79 defense, and 80 goaltending for the AHL team. So both teams looking pretty good. Fan happiness is really low as we had to repair some stuff, but currently at 54. Locker room chemistry there is at a 78. So you guys have missed some episodes. We still have yet to win the Stanley Cup. Hopefully this is our year. We only have one season left after this one. NHL lineup here, we got Gaudreau, Reinhart, Skinner on the first line, Kuleshov, Hischier, and Larkin on the second, Bemstrom, Velarde, Klima there on the third, and then Scherbak, Stahl, and Gettinger on the fourth. Defense is obviously the best part of this team. We have Dallin, McAvoy in the top pair, Juleson, Murray on the second, Jones and Rassinen on the third, and then in goal here we have Gravel as the starter, Bibo backing him up. AHL team here is actually pretty solid. Like the forward group has a lot of depth. We got Langenbrunner, Morand, Hogan on the first line, Senyshyn, Dimitrikos, Comtois on the second, Davidson, Pyre, Alexandrov, and then Lamoureux, Hoffman, and Bachman, I believe, on that fourth line. Defense here is not as good, but still decent for AHL. Paredes an 80, Heiskanen there, never really turned out, kind of like Comtois. Nikitin, Murata, O'Coin, and Cato. And then in goal here starting, we have Manning, 78, and backing him up, we have Gomez, who's a 70. And as you guys can see, the state of the team is still champion. Primary goal there, win the Stanley Cup. I think I said this before, but I've never actually won the Cup when that was the primary goal. Maybe this will be the first time. Secondary goals there, get at least 55 wins. So, I mean, we'll have to have a very good season to accomplish that. That's 110 points just from wins alone, not even overtime losses. And then expect to boost the fan happiness to a 64. I think that's very doable, especially with a good season. So we'll start simming and just see what happens. Alright guys, so just in the first couple months, and as you can see here, we have a record of 14, 7, and 2. So pretty good start. Fan happiness there's 100. Locker room chemistry 80. So both of those obviously are looking very solid. We'll take a look and see where we are in the division. So currently third place. Florida there is crushing it. 38 points, 18, 3, and 2. Only a couple points behind Boston though. So I like our spot. Obviously we just have to keep playing good, and then hopefully anything can happen in the playoffs. So it's now the end of December, guys. We still have a pretty solid record here, 23, 13, and 3. Fan happiness has gone down a bit to 97. The locker room chemistry, though, has gone up to 83 as we haven't made a trade, so that's good to see. I think we're still in the playoff spot. Yeah, 49 points. We're actually second now. We passed Boston, but 10 behind Florida, who's just doing unreal. So All-Star Game's about a month away. We'll see where we're at that point. I mean, as long as we get into the playoffs with a good spot, looks like we'll be playing Florida no matter what, though, to get to the conference final, so that'll definitely be a tough matchup. So now the All-Star Game here. Fan happiness and locker room chemistry have both dropped a bit. Solid record, though, 27, 18, and 4. AHL teams also doing pretty good, 26, 12, and 3. So I'm going to take a look and see where we are in the standings, who the leading scorers are, and if we had any players make the All-Star Game. So Boston's back in front of us there with 61 points. Florida is just pulling ahead with 73. That is unreal how good they're doing. Like I said, it's going to be tough to get by them to get to the Cup Final, but hopefully we can pull it off. Like 74.5 win percentage. That is crazy, I'm sure. Yeah, they're first place. Arizona's actually second, 72. New Jersey, Boston, Washington. We're 8th place in the league, so clearly playing in a pretty strong division when 5 of the teams in our division are in the top 12. Like, that's kind of ridiculous. Sam Reinhart here leading the team in scoring. He was actually injured, I think, for a couple games, or maybe only one game, it looks like. 43 points though in 48 games. Gaudreau's got 42. Hischier there at 40, that's solid. Hopefully he can get up from an 85. 1 year left to do it. Skinner there also at 40. McAvoy 34. Bemstrom 32 is pretty solid. Klima here 31. He's playing third line, so he's actually doing really well. Kuleshov 29. Larkin 27. Need a little bit more from him. Juleson 21. That's okay for a D-man. Velarde 18 again. All these guys are kind of doing what I expect. I'll see how good Gravel's doing. So 42 games played, 2.3 goals against. Save percentage there, .919. 6 shutouts though, so that's pretty solid. I'll take a look at the AHL team now as well. Not really too concerned with the goalies, but Manning here looks to have decent stats. AHL team pretty much always does good, and if they win the Calder Cup, it's kind of just like a bonus. So Senyshyn here, playing in the AHL, has got a point per game. This Dimitrikos guy, 81 overall now, I believe he was a 79 or 80 start the year. 39 points, he's just crushing it, tons of assists. Let's see, Pyre's 37. Murata 26, Moran 24. He kind of stalled out there at a low 80. Comtois also has 24. He's up to an 80 now, but would love to see him get to at least like a low 80 so I can use him in the NHL. Where he's like an 80 right on. He's more of an AHL player. And the rest of the guys here are just kind of getting to some points. And looking at the Message Center now just to see who made it to the All-Star Game from our team. Hopefully we have a player. I'm guessing it's probably Reinhart. Actually, it looks like it's Charlie McAvoy. Actually, it makes more sense. He put up a ton of points as a defenseman. Florida there has Barkov and Ekblad. Like I was saying, they're going to be so scary to play. So we'll keep simming here. Hopefully have a good spot. Don't have to play Florida first round. And then when we do match up with them, just hope for the best. So we're not the trade deadline here, guys. We actually lost 4 straight games heading into it, which kind of sucks. 31, 24, and 6. So still pretty good. Should still be in a playoff spot, but definitely not as good as I was hoping. So yeah, we're actually in the final wildcard spot there with 68 points. We've been passed by Toronto and Buffalo at this point. So we'll see what's out there. Definitely got to make an addition. Hopefully can bounce back afterwards and finish a bit higher in the playoffs. So looking through the trading block, guys, there's a few big names available. The first is Jamie Benn, 92 overall, making $9.5 million, but the trade value is not too high. So if we could get them to retain like 50%, he could be a huge add-on. Also, Ottawa has Erik Karlsson on the block, 34 years old, 88 overall. Now, our defense is stacked. The only reason I'm kind of maybe interested in making a trade for him is trading one of our defensemen that we'll probably have to move on from anyway next year, as our salary cap probably won't allow us to like keep one of them. So if we could do that now, get Karlsson back, who's actually better, just in the short term for a playoff run, that could be good. As well, Voracek's available here, 87 overall, so 5 below Benn. Value's actually about the same, though, and the money's only like $700K less, so I think I'm just going to go for Jamie Benn first, and then possibly Karlsson. Jamie Benn, obviously, 92 overall, would be a huge add. We tried it with Patrick Kane, it didn't work out. Maybe Jamie Benn will be the X factor. So right here, guys, the offer I'm making Dallas for Jamie Benn at 50%. As I already said, very good player, 92 overall, with 81 faceoffs as well. Might even play him at center. Offering them Ryan Murray. He's probably like our 3rd or 4th best defenseman at 87 overall, but he's 31, so he's our oldest defenseman, making $5.75 million. So he's definitely going to want to raise after this year when his contract is up, and all our other guys are a lot younger. And then this Suave prospect is an add-on. They want him, only 63 overall, never going to be good enough probably to help our team. So this would be a huge trade for us, and after this, I think I could still probably make a move for Erik Karlsson, which would just make our team crazy good. So we'll see what Dallas says. The value is way on our side. Here we go. Trade accepted. That's awesome. And right here, guys, the offer making auto for Erik Karlsson, also at 50%, so he's only costing $3 million. Still a very good offensive defenseman. Gabe Vilardi here, I was playing 3rd line center, but he actually went down in overall to an 82, so Stahl's our 3rd line center. He's 4th line center. We have guys in AHL who are at least like an 81, even an 82 if the morale gets up, so basically as good as him. The $1.25 million just makes the cap a bit easier. 2027 first, 2026 second, and 2025 third. So first, second, and third round pick, but they're like spread out over the years, make it a bit more realistic. And we actually still have a good amount of picks. We still have Colorado's pick this year, which has a ton of value, so they must be like the bottom of the league. 3 fourths, 3 fifths, and a 6th this year. So hopefully get some good players. This is our last draft, and then obviously after that we're all done, but still have some picks there just to make it a bit more realistic. So hopefully they say yes to this. The value's about even. They want all 4 pieces. They don't want Karlsson. Here we go. Trade rejected. So they want something more. I could maybe give them a 1st and 2 seconds. I really don't want to give them the Colorado 2nd, though, as it has so much value with Colorado being crap. So let's try 2027 2nd. This looks a bit more fair. And they accept it. So there we go. 100% we are all in this year. Hopefully it pays off. So after making those trades, I decided to change a few guys' positions. As you can see, I'm actually making Larkin go back to a center. And I actually see him now with the C. And I just got to say, that looks good. Like, I feel that's going to be the destiny for Larkin. It just looks good there with the C. I also made Sam Reinhart go back to the right wing, and I made Jamie Benn a center. So hopefully when I go to the lines now, it'll just kind of even it out, like make it basically more balanced. Benn will be 1st line center. His Shear will be 2nd line center. Larkin 3rd line center. We'll have Gaudreau and Reinhart on the first line wings. Skinner will be on the 2nd line wings. So let me just go best lines here. It should even it out. So yeah, this is basically what I wanted. I want Kleinmiller as more of a scorer on the 3rd line, but there's the line. So, like, that is a good team. We got Gaudreau, Benn, Reinhart on the 1st line. Benn at 81 faceoffs is actually higher than Reinhart. He only had 71. But, like, that's a very solid 1st line. Even the 2nd line, you got Kuleshov, Hischier, and now Skinner. So, just more scoring on the 2nd. Bemstrom, Larkin, and Klima on the 3rd. And then Scherbak, Stahl, and Gettinger on the 4th. Like, that's still a solid 4th line there. And then defense, Dallin, McAvoy, Juleson, Karlsson, Jones, and Rassinen. Like, that is a solid top 6. We still have Gravel there as our starting goaltender. This team, I mean, the playoff sims have been terrible for us. I don't know if this is as good as the team we have with Patrick Kane, but, like, it's close. So let's sim to the playoffs and just pray to the EA gods. And I'm actually going to make one more move here, guys. I'm going to call up Langenbrunner, who's now an 82 overall. So that means he'd actually be good enough to be our 4th line. I think Scherbak will probably be scratched, who's an 81. So the AHL team will just leave as is. And yeah, if I go best lines here, Langenbrunner gets subbed in. Actually, okay, so I got to take out Scherbak here. He's 81. We should have Klima there, 82, playing in place of him. Probably put Klima back to the 3rd line. Or actually, let's try Langenbrunner on the 3rd line, give him some more ice time. We'll leave Klima on the right wing there. So that's the team, just slightly better than before. Like I was saying, I am very excited to see what they can do. And then 2, if we have any injuries, we have both Heiskanen and Scherbak scratch, so some pretty good depth. So we're now at the end of the season here, guys, and we absolutely dominated after the trade deadline. As you can see there, just a ton of wins. Like, it went on an absolute tear. 8-3 win there, 9-1 win, 7-1 win. Like, this team was just killing it after the deadline. Finished a 45-30-7 record. So unfortunately, we did not get the 55 wins, I think it was. It was a ridiculous amount of wins they wanted. AHL team, though, also finished with a very strong record there, 49-17-5. Fan happiness 75. So definitely in the playoffs. Whether or not we have like a good position, I'm not sure. We did finish second right there behind Florida. Actually caught up to them. Only finished 4 points behind. So it looks like we're going to play Boston in the first round and then either Florida or Buffalo in the second round. And I think Buffalo actually knocked us out last year. So it's going to be a very tough semifinal matchup if we make it that far. I just want to see where we finish the entire NHL. Obviously 4 points behind Florida there with 97, which was actually good for, tied for 8th with Carolina, but they had probably more regulation overtime wins. Yeah, they had 5 more of those. Florida actually finished 4th. LA, New Jersey, Arizona all finished higher. So going to be a tough year for the playoffs, but obviously I think our team might have honestly been like the hottest team after the deadline. I don't know if you can actually check that or not, but Jamie Benn here actually played 1 extra game, 83 games played, 83 points, so point per game is pretty awesome. Reinhardt almost finished the point per game, so obviously that line was just clicking. Goudreau there, 76, Skinner 69, Hischier 62 is now an 86. Maybe he can get to like an 87 before he maxes out. That'd be pretty good for him. McAvoy 53, Bemstrom 52, Kulishov 52, Larkin at 50, he's now an 88. He's actually playing better on the third line center than the second line left wing. Klima there 42, pretty good for a third line winger. Carlson 30 points. I mean, he's getting older, he's still putting up some points, which is nice. We'll take a look at the goalie and just to see how he's doing. I mean, 87 overall is decent. 2.58 goals against could definitely be better. 0.91 save percentage, 6 shutouts. So I mean, he's probably gonna be the X factor for our team, but he still does look okay. Manning here looks to be doing pretty good in the AHL. We'll see if we have like any AHL players that have gained some overall. We can maybe call them up. Senyshyn here looking like an AHL superstar. 78 points in 71 games. Pyre even 66 and 65. Dimitrikos 62. Moran's got 49, which is okay. Comtois 48. Looking for a bit more from him. Davidson there 44. So I mean, the AHL team, they got some players. So if we do have more injuries, we can definitely have a bunch of choices or who to call up. So I'm really liking the team. Obviously, I've said that many times before, and it's never turned out. I think the best we've done so far is Stanley Cup Final and lost. So hopefully this year we can finally win the Cup. Like I was saying, our team is looking really good. I actually wanted to look and see what both Ben and Carlson's poise was, as I know in the past that's been one of the big things. Like, I just had too many young players on the team, didn't have very good poise. But, okay, Ben there's got 90 poise. Carlson's got 95, so that should be a really big bonus to the team too, as poise is a huge factor in the playoffs. Also, as you can see, Jordan Stahl's actually injured for 2 weeks. Hopefully get him back during the first round, but I guess we'll see who we're matched up with and start the playoffs soon. So like I was saying, guys, we're matched up with Boston here in the first round of the playoffs. Also, the AHL team there actually put up 50 wins, which is pretty awesome. I'm going to check and see what Boston's team is looking like. Obviously, probably a pretty solid team. Actually, judging by the ratings, they're not that good. We have 7 better offense, 7 better defense, and 3 better goaltending. So I don't know what it is, like how they get in the playoffs. Like, what were they? I think 5 points behind us. Like, we didn't have that much of a lead on them, but as long as we get by them in the first round, I'll be happy. Most likely playing Florida in the second. So let's take a look here and just see what they're looking like. They still have Thomas Tatar from the Charlie McAvoy trade, so maybe it was a good trade for both teams. I mean, we did get a 93 McAvoy, they have an 87 Tatar, but they also got like a pick with that, so who knows who that turned into. Xavier Jovanovski here, 88. Pasternak, Radish, Cousins, Kreider. I mean, yeah, their team, after the first line, it's all low 80s. Like, our forward group is so much better than that. And the defense isn't even close either. Their top pair is worse than our bottom pair. Starting goaltender, Malcolm Subban's an 85. Like, just look at the goalies. Look at the forwards. There's no way our team should lose to them in a best of 7. It would just make no sense. But we'll have to sim it. That's why you play the games, or in this case, sim the games, I guess, because you never know what's going to happen. Here we go, guys. First period of the first game. Up 1-0 with Larkin. Goudreau there in the second. Nothing in the third. So up 1-0 on the series. That's what I wanted to see. Did not want to lose the first game. Bemstrom's morale's up there. That's good to see. Never like having the morale down early in the playoffs. It could just kind of lead to disaster. So AHL playoffs are also probably going to start soon. AHL team's record looks like it might be good enough to like win the AHL President's Trophy, whatever the equivalent is. So we'll definitely check out the awards, obviously, after the playoffs are over. Game number 2 here. 1-1, Radish and Reinhardt each score. Nothing in the second. And big third period there. Reinhart, Gettinger, and Skinner all score. So 4-1 win. Up to nothing. So maybe EA heard me. Jamie Benn somehow lost morale from a 4-1 playoff win. That makes no sense. So apparently in NHL 18 that's fixed. Like, guys' morales now are going to be more tied to like winning the game opposed to just personal performance. Like, if you win the game big, they're not just going to lose morale because they didn't have a good game. Like, doesn't really make sense. Especially in a playoff game. It's all about team and winning. But anyways, third game, Jones scores there in the first, Skinner in the second, Bemstrom in the third, so 3-0. Team is rolling, like I was saying. Might be the hottest team since the trade deadline. We've actually only allowed 1 goal in the first 3 games. That's insane. So across all those games, we're actually up 9-1. We'll see here if we can sweep Boston in Boston. That would be pretty epic. AHL team's also up 1-0 on their series. First game here, no scores. Second, they get a couple. Kreider and Zaboral. Bemstrom scores, so it's 2-1 for them. And then we're actually going to take our first loss. So I was hoping for the sweep, but that's okay. We have 3 games here to just win 1. Hopefully we can pull it off. Reinhart there lost a bit of morale, but he also gained it back right now with some ice time. That's just so dumb. Grand Rapids player, we'll just go best line there for the Grand Rapids team. They're so stacked. It really shouldn't matter. So game number 5, let's close it out here in Detroit. Skinner scores 1. Bemstrom and Skinner with another, and then Ben and Bemstrom, Forsbacka scores for them, but big 5-1 win. Moving on to the second round, like I was saying, most likely playing Florida, who's kind of just been the better team than us all year, but I think we're the hotter team. Off the trade deadline, maybe that'll help us get by them. Another Grand Rapids player is injured there. Hopefully NHL team can stay healthy. Jordan Stahl's now back, so we'll add him to the lineup. Go best lines there for Grand Rapids. So, I mean, we're rolling here. Let's see, who are we going to play? We are playing Florida. I kind of figured that was going to happen. Jordan Stahl had like a few days there to actually fully recover after his injury, so that should be good. We're going to take a look here and see what this Florida team looks like. Why are they so good? So we have 2 better offense, 3 better defense, 2 better goaltending. Aaron Ekblad there is their best player, as I kind of figured he would be. I want to kind of see what their forward group's looking like. Obviously, they probably still have Barkov, probably have Bukestad, Huberdeau, but we'll take a look. Also want to see what the computer did with our teams, so Gettinger there on the third line, Scherbak and Langenbringer. So they actually have Klima out, who I think was an 83. So let me check here. Yeah, he's an 83. We're going to have to sub him in before we send this game. Probably sub him in for Scherbak. We'll take a look and see just kind of who's doing the best right now in the playoffs, and that's probably who's going to have to sit. So Florida team here, Huberdeau, Barkov, Shirley on the first line, Marchesu, Trocheck, and Nemesnikov. Bukestad, yeah, still on the team. Same with Smith. So 2 Vegas Golden Knights are actually still on the Florida team. 9 years down the road in this sim. The forward group's not bad. Obviously, ours is better. Flylander, we traded them. Top pair there with Ekblad. He's actually bottom pair for us. So our defense is much better. Jake Beam was also former defenseman I should say, of ours. Their starting goaltender there is 85, backup 79. I mean, our team is better. Like, again, our team is better across the board. We should beat them. All right, guys, so here we go. First game of the second round against Florida. This is going to be the toughest series, I think. Nothing in the first period or the second. Wow, third period there, they just go off on us. Bean, Bukestad, and Lazarev. Larkin gets one for us. We go down 3-1 there. Down 1-0 in this series, so that's kind of rough. AHL team, though, swept their first round, so that's a positive, I guess. But we need to get back in this one. Hopefully win this next game here. Tied up 1 apiece. Definitely do not want to go down 2-0. Even though they are both away games, it still would not be good. So first period of game 2, no scores again. Skinner there, and wow, they come back in the third. Anderson, Dolan, and Marchesu. So that sucks. Down 2-0 now. Jamie Benn lost some morale, but we have 2 home games, so hopefully we can come back home. Tied up here 2-2. We're 4-3 though in the playoffs. Florida there 6-1. I don't understand it. Like, our goalie's better by a lot. Our defense is better. Forwards are better. Time to show it. Here we go. Game 3. Nothing in the first. Marchesu, Nemesnikov. I don't understand. Like, our team is better across the board, and we're just getting destroyed right now. Like, if you add up all the scores, what is that? 9-2. Not good at all. So game number 4, guys. Do or die. We have to reverse sweep them. There we go. Kleinman, Skinner, Reinhart, and Bukestad gets one, but not enough. So 3-1 win there. We are back in this one. The series is now 3-1 as well. We have to win 3 straight, though. This is going to be tough. But, I mean, if we can do this, I think the boys are going to have all the momentum. No excuses. Can maybe just ride that to the Stanley Cup. So, we got to win 1 in Florida. Actually, we have to win 2 in Florida. So, we'll try and win this one first. Klima scores. Skinner scores. Come on. Strong third. There we go. Hashir, Jones, Goudreau, Marchescu gets 1. We get a 5-1 win. So, guys are on fire right now. Jamie Benn is injured. That's not what I wanted to see back June 7th. So, that's killer. Larkin will probably move to first line center. Hashir, second line. Sherbak will sub in as like the fourth line center. Stahl will go to the third line center spot. That is really rough though. Like, I mean, we traded so much for him and he gets injured. Like, that's so typical. I remember the 1 year 2, I think, where we traded for Patrick Kane. We were so stacked. Goudreau was injured the entire playoffs. Just so unfortunate. So we still have a chance. Game 6. You have to win the next 2. Nemesnikov scores. Okay, down 1-0. There we go. Bemstrom ties it. Third period. Bemstrom again. What a hero. Gets the game-tying goal and the game-winning goal. So now we're going to Game 7. We could actually potentially reverse sweep the Florida Panthers. And we're going to do it without Jamie Benn. So game number 7 in Florida here. Last game was close, though. 2-1 win. Here we go. This would be awesome. First period, nothing. Second period, there we go. Johnny Gaudreau. Johnny Hockey. And third period, oh, Shirley ties it. We're going to OT. All right, let's resume simulation. We'll increase sim speed to like 8 times. And we'll just, we'll see if anything happens here. If nothing happens, though, in like the first overtime, then I'm just going to sim. Otherwise, we might be sitting here for like 3 overtime periods. Oh, man, 1-1. We were destroying them in shots, too. There we go, Sam Reinhart, OT winner. I can't believe we actually pulled out the reverse sweep there. I thought we were done for sure. So moving on to the conference final now. If I remember right, New Jersey was a very good team in the Metro, and that's who we're going to be playing. Okay, so we'll see. Oh, wow, I didn't mean to do that, but we actually won the first game 4-0. So let's see what their team is looking like. AHL team 7-2, so that means they've also won their second round. We have 3 better offense, 4 better defense, and 3 better goaltending than New Jersey. I'm going to take a look here and see what their team is like. I have no idea who that player is on their side. So we'll go edit lines here. And this is what our team is looking like without Ben. So still pretty solid there. You got Larkin, like I was saying, first line center. Hashir second. Stahl, Sherbak. So, I mean, that shows you how good our team is. Like, without Jamie Benn, we still have a solid forward group. Hopefully it's enough. Alright, so this is the guy. I had no idea who it was. Dwayne Vorkul. 2019, second overall. Dude's a beast. Pavel Zacha. Paul Mary's still playing. Taylor Hall's actually on the Flames now for whatever reason. Blake Spears. So, I mean, this forward group's pretty solid. Defense, they got Liljegren who's an 89 in this, but our defense is still better than theirs. Like, our defense has to be the best in the league. Goalies, Blackwood and DiPietro. This is where we have to beat them. Like, they have an 83 starter and 82 backup. I don't know how we don't beat that. Like, 87 starter. And then, like I was saying before, our defense, that's got to be the best in the league. Like, that is just a stacked D. So, I still think we should be the favorite, even though New Jersey finished ahead of us in the regular season. We have better stats. Our goaltending's not even close. I mean, we did win the first game 4-0, so I guess I shouldn't be complaining too much. Game number 2 here. Let's see if we can go up 2-0 here on the Devils. Skinner and Langenbringer score. Hashir scores 1. Zacha scores for them. And Liljegren scores 1 at Kleiman. And Jones each scores. So 5-2 win. We are now up 2-0. Also, I just realized Hashir got drafted by the Devils, but he's playing for us, so kind of funny. Bemstrom is hurt. That really sucks. So when's he out till May 23rd? If I do best lines here, I think Heiskanen would sub in for him, so I'm gonna have to actually call somebody up. So even though it's gonna hurt the AHL team, I got to call up the best player, which is this Dimitrikos guy, 82 overall. Will result in the team being over the salary cap. Okay, that's not good. So maybe I can see if I can call him up and send down Heiskanen. I feel like that should work. Okay, that works, and there's no waivers because we're in the playoffs now, so we're going to do that. Best lines, we'll take a look here and see what the forward group now looks like. So, I mean, it's still pretty solid. Is he better face-off guy than Sherbak? 76 face-offs. Let's see here, Sherbak's, why is it? Don't freeze. Please don't freeze. Alright, guys, I've been sitting here for a couple minutes, and it looks like it's frozen. I don't know what I did wrong. Like, I think all I did was clicked on player info for Dimitrikos to see his face-off. So no, I already did that, and then I went to click on Sherbak's, and it just froze. I don't think there's anything I could have done to avoid it, and I am so pissed off. Like, I'm pressing all the buttons right now. You guys can hear me. Like, there's nothing here. Dashboard works, but oh my god. So basically, only option right now, which sucks because we were in the conference final 2-0 lead. Like, this is one of the best playoffs we've had. Just have to restart, go to the deadline, hope Ben and Carlson are both on the block, make those trades, hope we're in a playoff spot, and then resim in the playoffs, and just hope we get another lucky roll and don't get knocked out in the first, second round. that's literally the only option. Super disappointed and frustrating, but I don't know what else to do.
Later.
So just sitting back to the trade deadline, guys, we have a pretty solid record here, 35, 20, and 6. Carlson, though, is no longer on the block. Tried offering them Velarde and 4 first-round picks for him at 50%, and they said no. So that's kind of ruining my plans, as we need Murray to trade for Ben, just for salary cap reasons. Then we have to take back Carlson, so I'm going to see if there's another defenseman out there, but like Velarde and 4 first-round picks, if we give up anything else, it would just kind of ruin the team. So really shitty we can't get Carlson now. So instead of trading for Carlson, guys, I'm trying to trade for Pietrangelo, making around the same salary, but for an extra year. He's also 2 overall lower, but we don't have to give up a first-round pick. Just giving up Velarde, a third and 2 seconds. So almost the exact same offer, but instead of a first in 2027, it's a second in 2027. So maybe keeping that first will help us out. I think Chicago should do this. They want all the pieces. They do say yes. We'll have to call up Langenbringer, which is fine. And then now they do the Dallas trade for Ben. As you guys can see here, I'm making Dallas the exact same offer. Murray and Suave for Ben at 50%. And we have to call up Pietrangelo, who was in the minors for some reason. But they say yes. So we'll take a look at the team now. Basically, it's the same thing, but Pietrangelo will be playing where Carlson was. So like I was saying, guys, the forward group's the exact same as the last sim after trading for Jamie Benn. But on defense, we have Pietrangelo instead of Carlson. So Rastin in there is on the second pair. They have Pietrangelo on the third pair. Hopefully it's not too much of a downgrade. Hopefully we can still make Eastern Conference Final. We'll have to wait and see. So we're at the end of the regular season, guys. Record of 48, 27, and 7. So I think this sim actually we did slightly better. The other one we had 45 wins, I think. Finished third, though, with 103 points. We have to play Buffalo in the first round. Boston didn't even make the playoffs. Ottawa finished first. So they have Carlson, so we'll see how this turns out. Alright, guys, so just in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs, and as you can see, we beat the Buffalo Sabres in the first round in 7 games, and we're actually in Game 7 again against the Florida Panthers, tied 3-3. No reverse sweep this time. We're actually up on them, I think, 2-1, and then 3-2. So it's 3-3 now, though, going into Game 7. Hopefully the sim is on our side again. Would love to actually make the conference final again here. That would just work out perfect. We're up 2-0 against the New Jersey Devils, so if we can actually get by them, or whatever team we play, that'd be great. So, first period. Ekblad scores, not good. Okay, there we go, Bemstrom and Klima. And there we go off. Ben Jones and Bemstrom again. That was a 5-2 win, so could we be playing New Jersey again? Possibly. Hopefully, whatever team we're playing, we can get a 2-0 lead again, since that's when we had. Actually playing the Rangers this time. Don't really care too much that it's a different team. It's just that we, go up those 2 games. And as you can see, we actually won the first game 3-1. So we'll take a look here and see what the Rangers team is looking like. Like I was saying, I am just happy that we made it this far. Like, really, the sim is so random. I thought there was a very, very good chance we would not have made it. So the other thing, though, is that Jamie Benn is not injured right now. So that's actually probably a huge plus and one of the reasons why we did make it this far. As you can see, he's still there in the lineup. Take a look here at the Rangers team. Zibanejad's the first line center. Other than that, really nothing on offense. Defense, they got decent top 4 there with Shea, Merkley, Weatherspoon, and Myers. The bottom pair is not that great. Goalies, Vitanen 86 is pretty good. Like, their goalies are actually only 1 worse than ours. Like, their backup's the exact same. Actually, what were the stats here? We have 4 better offense, 2 better defense. They actually have 2 better goaltending, even though ours is... What the hell? Ours is actually better. That doesn't make any sense, but... Whatever, so we're up 1-0 on the Rangers. Let's see if we can actually get by them. Make it to the Stanley Cup Final. Second game, first period. Goudreau. Ooh, wow. 4 goals there. And Zibanejad scores a lone goal for them. Does not matter. So we are actually up 2-0 again in the Eastern Conference Final. That is crazy. Like I was saying, I honestly did not expect to be here. It looks like the AHL team is probably in the 3rd round of the playoffs. If they're 7-3, I'm not positive on that. But game number 3 here, guys. 1-1 with Goudreau getting a goal. No goals in the second. Grop there got the game winner for them. So still up 2-1. If we can win this next one, go up 3-1, that'd be huge. Just have to win 1 of 3 games. That puts us in a very, very good spot. This is actually at home as well. We won both those first 2 games on the road. Didn't even realize that. So here you go. First period. Zibanejad scores. Wow. I don't know what it is. We just got destroyed 5-0. So it's 2-2 now. Was not expecting that after going up 2-0. I'm not going to lie. But we played better away. So maybe we can get the 3-2 lead here and then just have to win 1 of 2 games. It's still very doable. Not as easy as 1 of 3, but we'll take it. Here we go. Game 5. Down 1-0. Alright, Larkin brings us within 1 again. And we actually pushed it to OT. Come on. There we go. Bemstrom OT winner. This guy's been playing really good for us in this playoffs. So... here we go, up 3-2. Maybe we can actually win a game at home for the Red Wing faithful. Here we go, game number 6. We actually have a slightly better record than the Rangers right now. First period, Kuleshov. Alright, we're going to third period tied up. Going to OT. There we go, Caleb Jones, OT winner. Moving on to the Stanley Cup Final. Honestly, I am so happy right now. I'm not sure who we're going to play. Actually, oh, there we go, Anaheim Ducks. They were waiting for us, ready to go. Accidentally simmed the first 2 games. First 3 games, I did not mean to do that. Hopefully it doesn't sim the 4th game. Okay, I did not mean to sim all those games. I can't believe it did that. And we're down 0-3 already. Let's take a look here at this opponent who's just destroying us. How? I have no idea. 3 worse offense, 3 worse defense, 4 better goaltending, so they probably have John Gibson still as their goaltender, who I think's the best goalie in the game at this point. He's got like the medium elite potential, but he turns out always good. So I mean, look at their forward group here. Ours is a lot better. Like, our first line's so much better. They have 81 Nyquist on the second line. Not even close to how good our team is. They have Raquel, though, 86 on the third line. It's kind of weird. Defense, they have a solid defensive core. That's probably the best defensive core I've seen other than ours. And then in goal, like I was saying, yeah, they have the 92 Gibson with Opilka here, who's 84 backups. Their goalies, pretty much what's carrying them, it looks like. So down 3-0. We did reverse sweep Florida in the last sim that got frozen. So maybe we can reverse sweep Anaheim here. That would be just amazing. So here we go, do or die. Can we pull it off? First period. Okay, it's not looking good. Yeah, so 3-1 loss. We got swept in the Stanley Cup Final. I mean, I'm happy we made it back to the 3rd round, like I was saying, after the freeze. I'm happy we made it to the Stanley Cup Final, but getting swept, that hurts. And the draft lottery results just came in, guys, and as you can see there, the Pittsburgh Penguins had the 1st overall pick. I believe it's the year 2025, too. So 20 years after drafting Crosby, they now again have a 1st overall. I don't think they've had a 1st overall since then, like in this sim, and obviously the highest pick they've had since Crosby, I think, was Malkin, 2nd overall. Actually Stahl, again, 3rd overall. But then after that, like, span of picks, they've obviously just been in the playoffs. So I haven't seen them get 1st overall yet. That's pretty interesting. It is 2025 as well. We got the owner goal bonus there for the fan happiness, which is good. 20K. Help just fix bathrooms, I guess. All right, so a few retired players here. Do we have any? We have 2. Wow, both guys we traded for, in Jamie Benn and Alex Pietrangelo. So, I mean, I think Ben was UFA. Probably couldn't have brought him back for what he would have wanted. Pietrangelo had a year left, so I mean, I guess it's good getting out from under him. He's actually 88 now. I didn't even realize that. He was 86. So he turned out the same as Karlsson. So that trade actually wasn't too bad, as we saved a 1st-round pick, which maybe we can use for a trade in the final season. We go all out here to try and win a Stanley Cup. Like, I still can't believe this stacked team, pretty much every season, can't win a cup. Ovechkin, though, retiring at a 76 overall as 39 years old. 1,637 points. 895 goals. That might be the best, like, all-time leading goal scorer. Let me check that right now. So I just checked, guys, and obviously Gretzky's the all-time leading goal scorer with 894 goals, which means Ovechkin beat him by 1 goal. That is insane. Beat out Gretzky. Like, most people thought Gretzky's records were untouchable. Ovechkin beats him by 1. Like, you know he was just playing, I guess, until he beat that record. Then he was retiring. Kopitar there, Backstrom, Taves, Ben, just crazy names. Landeskog, Shattenkirk, and Pietrangelo retiring at the same time. Zuccarello, Ennis, Karlsson. So some pretty big names there. We'll check if there's any big name goalies retiring as well. Let's see here. We have Steve Mason, Jonathan Bernier. Really nothing, actually. Still can't believe we got swept in the Cup Final. Couldn't pull out a single win. Maybe next year will be our year. President's Trophy, Calgary Flames. Obviously, we did win the Prince of Wales, which is awesome. And we actually did win it again in 21-22. So I think this is the farthest we've made it. Stanley Cup Final, but unable to win. So 2 Prince of Wales in the last 4 years is pretty solid. Player awards here. Tarasenko, the Art Ross, 3rd straight year. Also got the Hart. Ghost, 5 straight Norrises. That seems ridiculous. Tarasenko, the Lady Bing. Klotz here at the Calder. Gibson with the Conn Smythe. That makes sense. And the Vezina. Bobrovsky there. William M. Jennings. Haig with the Bill Masterson. Monahan, Selke. Tarasenko, Ted Lindsay. And Maurice Richard. Tarasenko there had like 5 awards, I think. So that's unreal. We'll take a look at the AHL teams. So Ontario rang with the Calder Cup. I think our team might have won something. Actually, that was before the freeze. Before the freeze, we were probably like President's Trophy winners. But I think we went from 55 wins to 44 wins, something like that. Take a look, see if any of our players had awards. Doesn't look like it though. So still, I'd say a pretty solid season. Alright, guys, so we have pick number 25 here in the 2nd round. This is the Colorado pick, which I thought would be actually a lot higher. First 3 picks here, all medium elites. There's another one there at 5. We'll see if anyone got a late elite. Oilers there, pick number 10, medium elite, so not bad for them. Hopefully we have somebody good here still available. Take a look at just like what our scouts say. So ranking it by this, high top 9, which means probably at least a low bottom or low top 6. Projection 3rd round. By the time we have a 3rd round pick, he'll probably be gone. Looking at exact here. Okay, so there's exact top 9, but I believe the high top 9 could be as high as a medium top 6. I'm gonna take him. Brimanas, he's a grinder, so maybe he's already kind of high overall. Might be perfect for one final like season push. Here we go. What's he gonna be? Low top 6. But like I said, he's a grinder. Hopefully he has an high overall off the start. I forgot we actually traded that 3rd round pick, so I'm glad we drafted that guy when we did. Pick number 6 here in the 4th round is our next pick. Probably still some decent stuff available. Bunch of bomb 6 forwards and 7th Ds. Let's look at exact. Top 6 D. Not supposed to go to the 6th round though. Do we want to reach on in the 4th? Maybe. I feel like we could probably get away with like one of these bomb 6 guys though. Let's see here. So like I said, I want guys who should be higher out of the draft. Usually that's like grinders and stuff like that. Maybe this power forward here in Shore. Let's see. Medium top 9. That's not bad. Next pick here is pick number 21 in the 4th round. Think I'll probably take that top 6D right now just to be safe. If he's still available. Okay, he is still available. So late 4th round pick. We're reaching a bit, but low top 6D. It's still decent. We actually have another pick in the 4th round, pick number 29. I think we actually have 3 4ths and 3 5ths. So hopefully we can hit here and get somebody. We'll go Nichols here. Please be good. Low top 9. That's decent. We now have pick number 6 in the 5th round. We'll see if there's any bomb 6 still available. Plekhanov, I think is how you say his name. Medium top 9. That's better than our last pick. Another 5th round pick here. Pick number 21. Basically at this point, we just don't want AHL potential. So there's a 7th D high. So he could be like low top 6. There's a couple bomb 6 forwards. Let's go with this guy. Korea. I obviously love the name. Low top 6. That's a solid 5th round pick. Pick number 29 now in the 5th round. I think after this we have 2 6ths, no 7ths. So exact 7th D. Or a couple bomb 6 forwards. Let's go with these guys. We'll go with... Doesn't really matter, I guess. We'll go with Aston here, the Canadian. Low bomb 6. It's alright. Next pick here is actually pick number 29 in the 6th round. I thought we had 2 6th round picks. So unless we have Anaheim's pick, which we actually might. I don't think we have 2. Is there another bomb 6 available? Fair's still here. We'll take him. And he's also a low bomb 6. And those were all our picks, guys. So hopefully one of these players here is like, I don't even know, at least a 70 to maybe help out the AHL team here in the final season. Otherwise, they're literally just trade bait for the off season, where I think we're going to be okay for cap. Like we traded Murray, Ben and Pietrangelo retired. With the guys we signing, we should be okay. But still, it's always tough because we're always taking back like 50% players and stuff like that. So we'll see how it works out. So we're at the re-sign phase here, guys. And as you can see, we have just under $15 million in cap space. Luckily, most of our top players there are all signed. Rasanen, who we traded for last season, is the best one, unsigned. Same with his Shears. So we'll see what it costs to get them back. Obviously, we actually need a first-line center, kind of, because Ben retired. Or we could put Reinhardt back to center, even though I did like Larkin there. Larkin's probably more of a second-line center, and that's his Shears spot. So we'll see what his Shear wants. $6 million for 2 years. That's expensive. Wants more for 1 year. So yeah, 2 years is like the sweet spot. We'll try and get him at 5.5. I think he was making 5 before. Pretty expensive, but I guess we have to kind of pay it. Morand here, probably not worth keeping. Stahl's definitely not. 36 years old, 80 overall now. Glad he's kind of done. O'Coin here, 24.79. If I'm going to do anything, I'd probably rather keep like a 25-year-old, 80 overall. So we'll let him go. We have so much center depth here, like younger guys, all in the 70s. Patan here is 20.72. Not bad, but just probably not worth keeping. Like, we have so much depth. We'll probably find better players in free agency. Gettinger here, 27.81. Gonna let him go. Davidson, 26.81. That's not too bad. He has a bit of potential. Laflemme, 20.72. Not quite worth keeping. Right wings here. Sherbak, unhappy. It's probably because he was scratched into the year. Senishin was an AHL All-Star. Just going to let them go for right now, though. Like, if we need them, we can definitely sign them, like, at the end of the summer when they'll be way cheaper. Hogan, obviously, 22 years old, 80 overall, low elite. Have a really good feeling he could grow over the summer. So I want him on a two-way deal, just in case he doesn't. We'll give him $975K, 2 years, two-way. Alexandrov, also I want to sign. Let's see, 22.79. Like, this guy, I think, is going to be really good. Give him an offer. Clefbaum, 23.74. That's not the greatest. We're going to let him go. Collins, 19.71. So, I mean, that's not bad. He's still got some years left in him. Let's see. Defenseman here. So, top 4 is all locked up. Rastanen, obviously, we want to re-sign. $6 million. Can we get him cheaper? He does not go cheaper than that. Okay, so we'll try 5.5, the exact same as his sheer. Should take it. They'll leave us with about, I don't even know, like 3 million-ish. Parada here. Hopefully him or Heiskanen grow. We're going to need one of them to grow, so we'll sign both of them and just essentially hope for the best here. The rest of those guys are good. None of those other guys that are unsigned or worth signing. Goalies are all locked up. Or Manning, he'll be the AHL starter, so definitely not giving him a one-way deal. Give him a two-way deal here. Give him like 950K though, so he's happy. Could definitely use a better backup though. I think I'm going to let both those goalies go. Look for better AHL backup. And that's probably it. I'm looking at Moran and Pyre here, guys. I think I'm going to let Moran go. He's 26, so he's done growing. But Pyre's 25, so maybe he can grow like a bit over the summer. I'm going to give him a two-way deal here at like 950K. Hopefully they'll say yes to that. So we actually have a lot of contract spots open. Gotta hope there's some like really good two-way free agents available that grow over the summer. Otherwise, we really don't have much depth. So Manny here rejected the deal, doesn't want a two-way deal. Same with Pyre. Hogan also doesn't want a two-way deal. Parada accepted though. Alexandrov, Collins, Rasanen, Hischier, Heiskanen. So the guys that don't want two-way deals, I could try offering them like the max. I thought I was already offering them the max two-way deal. Maybe I wasn't. If not, I just have to give them one-way deals, I guess. But if it's under $1 million, it shouldn't really matter. All right, guys. So Pyre here accepted our deal. I ended up giving him a one-way deal, but with less money. So in the NHL, he'd be making less, but in the AHL, he'd be making more. So if we use him in the NHL, it's a better deal for us. Manning rejected, doesn't want the two-way deal, and for an AHL goalie that's a starter, I really don't want to give him a one-way, just in case it messes with the cap. It's not worth it. I'm sure I can find a high 70 goalie bear AHL starter in free agency. Hogan accepted the thing. It was same thing, like one-way, but at 850K. Davidson, I think, was the exact same offer. So probably ready for free agency now. Hopefully, can work some magic here. All right, guys, we're now at the free agency period. We're going to see what's available here. We really don't have that much cap space. Might have to make a trade. And so those one-way deals did actually affect us, as I think we had like 5 million cap space beforehand, and there was like 3 one-way deals at 800K, and now we have 3 million. So they do count against a cap in the summer, even if you plan on putting them in the AHL. So that's kind of why I didn't want to do that, but we had to kind of keep them as they might end up playing in the NHL. So Johansson here, he'd be a first-line center, so we can move some money around, sign him. Larkin goes back to wing, maybe even play his share on the third line, honestly. Defenseman we really don't need, at least not one that's like that good. If anything, we need like an 82, just like decent defenseman. So Johansson obviously is like the best one available. The rest of the guys are like low 80 wingers that are getting overpaid. 83 defensemen there for 5 million. Like, I think just hope one of our guys can get better. Nemeth here, 33, 82, like 70 potentially. He's gonna get worse. It just doesn't make sense, I think, to sign him. Crosby's actually available here, 81 overall. Depth forward, that's kind of funny. Almost want to sign him to be like our fourth line center, because we actually don't have one, but I think our AHL guys are probably better. So yeah, I'm going to try and maybe make a trade and then sign Johansson. We have to also hope that he signs with us. There's a chance he won't. Two-way players here, let's see what's available. So 2176, definitely want this guy. Give him like the max, 3 years, 975K. He could be like an 80 over the summer. Let's see what else we have here. 2071, that's pretty solid, medium top 9. Give him an offer. Obviously, we want like younger guys that are already in like the low to mid 70s, as they have the best chance to grow. 2078, okay, this guy could honestly be on our NHL team this year if he has like a decent summer. We'll give him the max offer as well on a two-way deal. 2066, not quite good enough. 2072, 2074, this dude's also very good, so we'll give him an offer. Just gotta hope one of these guys gets good. They don't obviously all have to get good, but hopefully just one of them. I think we honestly have like 12 open contract spots, so we can definitely throw out a bunch of these offers. 2073 here. Lots of teams interested in this guy, so we'll give him a max offer. I mean, we did make the Cup Final last year, so hopefully that counts for something. This guy's 2176. Just throwing these offers around, hoping for the best. 2377 in Fats here. That's another really good guy. So I don't know how many that is. It's probably getting close to the max. Let me just count it up. All right, so we're at 8 right now. This Grealinger guy will be 9. He's 20 years old, 76 overall. There's just so many of them. I don't know how they don't get signed. At this point, I don't really know. Like the low top 9, they'd have to be super high 70s and really young, which I'm not seeing here. Something we do need, though, is like some AHL defensemen. I think last season we actually had some forwards playing defense, so hopefully there's some decent guys available that can play in our AHL team. Doughty here, 2072, we'll give him an offer. I think I need at least 3. Might be wrong about that. So we'll try and get some young guys. 2076 here. He'd be a really solid AHL defenseman. Might even have some value, honestly. I might give him the max offer. That's actually very, very good with medium top 60 potential. Let's see. We want some young guys. 1969, 23 and 72. That's decent. Let's keep looking, though. This guy right here, Antropov, 20 years old, 77 overall already. That's a great pickup for us. Could be a great AHL defenseman. Same with the Prust dude, 2177. Have a feeling we might be over the contract limit at this point, though. We'll check goalies here. We need an AHL starter and an AHL backup now, so probably going to trade away like a few of our worst contracts before these go through, and then also maybe try and clear out some cap space to sign Johansson. I feel like that'd be a pretty good summer. Bonello here, 77, 26 years old. He could be a decent AHL starter, so we'll give him like 850K. We also need an AHL backup. Really doesn't matter who it is. Probably want someone with some potential, though. And this guy here, Malikov, 24 years old, 75 overall. Medium fringe starter. He'd be a solid like AHL backup just to keep the AHL team playing well. We'll give him that offer. So we're probably right around like the 13, 14 contracts I was able to offer. So I'm just going to try and trade away a few of our worst contracts to make sure everyone that wants to accept can. Alright guys, so I was looking through the trading block, and as you can see here, Drew Doughty is available. Trade value's not too high, even though he's 94 overall. Still has elite potential, 35 years old there, making $8.8 million. So if we could get him at 50%, obviously we'll have to give up one of our like good defensemen. We're upgrading them from like an 86 to a 94. That could be the game changer that finally wins us the Stanley Cup. Alright guys, so here's the offer I'm making for Drew Doughty. Honestly, I thought it was going to cost more than this. Obviously, he's a stud defenseman, 94 overall, elite potential. Even though he's 35 years old, the elite potential means he shouldn't start regressing for a while. Still considered a top 2 D-man, especially at $4.4 million. That's a great bargain. Obviously, 1 year left, but for us, there's only 1 year left. So for them, they're getting a younger defenseman in Caleb Jones, 28, 86 overall, but he actually needs a new contract next year, so $5.5 million, they're actually paying an extra 1.1 for that. Comtois here, 26, he's basically done growing. Unfortunately, he was a bust for us. Murata here, decent defenseman, but he's actually on a one-way deal, so I'm actually trading him to try and clear up some more cap space. This will actually give us about $6 million in cap space, so almost enough to sign Johansson. If we make another trade, we definitely can. Plekhanov here, decent prospect they want, and a third-round pick, so really, it's not that much. If they say yes to this, I think it's an absolute steal for us. Here we go. Trade rejected. Not really entertain salaries, so we'll actually have to just boost it a bit so they do retain the salary. We'll see what we can do here. Alright guys, so I took off that defenseman as I might be able to use him in a different trade, and then I exchanged the third for a first. So I mean, hopefully that's enough for them to retain the salary now. Here we go. Trade accepted. We just got Drew Doughty. Let's go. Alright guys, so I continued through the trading block, and look what else I found. Roman Yossi's on the block. So is PK Subban, but Subban's a year older, and he's got a bit more salary. Yossi's 1 year younger, only at $6 million. 1 year left as well, which means it'll probably just be easier to trade for him. If we get them to also retain 50%, that means he's only costing us $3 million as an 87 overall defenseman. So what I'm thinking is maybe trade Rassen, who we just signed. We'll save $2 million there, and I think that would give us enough to actually go out and sign Ryan Johansson, get us a first-line center. They want Rassinen, so our top 5 would be McAvoy, Dallin, Juleson, Doughty, Yossi. The 6th guy at that point honestly doesn't even matter. I gotta find that defenseman I wanted to trade away. He was on a one-way deal. Reason for this is just because the one-way deal actually affects your cap when you're trading, whereas the two-way deals do not. So I believe it was Murata. Heiskin is also on a one-way, but he might make the team. Same goes for Parada. So we'll do that there and just see what the value's at. So already the value's pretty close. Let's see if we can just add in some other players we don't want, maybe, just for added value, especially just if it's like a win-win, and maybe a couple picks. And right here, guys, the offer making Nashville Roman Yossi at 50%. Like I was saying, Rassinen, we're actually saving $2.5 million, trading him for Yossi. He's younger, only 1 overall below, but obviously we want to win now. Yossi's 1 overall higher, getting him cheaper, so it'd be a great deal for us. Murata here is a decent AHL defenseman on a one-way deal. I shouldn't have signed those. Same goes for Pyre here. Obviously, they'd help with the AHL team, but during the summer, the one-way deals actually affect your cap, even if you plan on putting him in the AHL. That's how it works. So this is just going to help us sign Johansson, which is obviously a huge goal of ours if we need that first-line center. Lots here actually has a decent amount of value, even though he's 23 and 75 overall, which isn't that great. Like, it's not looking like he's going to turn out into anything. And then a third-round pick in this year's draft. So value's on our side. Not quite double, but it's close. They want Rassinen, they want the third. We'll see what Nashville says. Trade accepted. So our team just got so much better, and we now have $9 million in cap. We should definitely be able to sign Johansson. If we go out there and just give him the $9 million that he wants, I mean, our team is already set, I think, other than that. So we get our first line center. We actually might have like $1 million in cap space. Also, we have all those offers we made on two-way contracts. As you can see, 15 offers, but we just traded away a bunch of guys, so we probably have like 17, 18 spots open. So we have 9.2 million in salary cap space here. 7 years is what Johansson wants. 1 year he wants 12. Yeah, 7 years. We'll just give him the max. We are trying to win now. If it costs a 7-year deal on a 32-year-old Johansson, we will pay that price to get him. We'll give him like 9 million right on, just because the 200K there might end up affecting stuff with like call-ups or whatever. I feel like 9 million is a pretty decent payday, or maybe let's go $1 million more than anyone else. Chicago is also interested, but we just want the Stanley Cup Final. We'll give him 8.7. I'm sure Crosby would like this. 8.775 for 7 years. Lucky number. Paying him till he's 39. Hopefully, for the sake of the team, he retires before that. But obviously, this is the last year's GM, so we'll do that. Hope some of those two-way contracts sign. And I think our team is like so stacked. As you guys can see here, this Harry guy accepted our offer. 78 overall. I think he's like 21, 22. He could be a low 80, make the NHL team. If not, just a great AHL ad. Batan here, 71. He was really young though, like 19. Van Katsen, 73. I think he was like 20. Sweetland there, I think was like 19 and 70. The Conroe, 75. So again, just a nice AHL pickup. Same with Betts. Malikov, AHL backup goalie. Due to their AHL defenseman. Fast here, rejected. Not done yield yet. Okay, so his team could also match. So, I mean, if we don't get one of them, that's okay. Grealinger or whatever accepted the offer. Cassian, Prust. We made so many of these. Bergfist. We actually have some defensemen now. Antropov. Hopefully we have 6 AHL defensemen. Bonello accepted. So we have our AHL starter. Still waiting to hear from Johansson, though. That's the big fish. Rejects. Wanted to sign with your team, but no longer have cap space. Are you kidding me? How do we not have cap space? That makes no sense. All those deals we made were 2A, so I'm just going to go trade anybody right now. Make Johansson that offer again. That doesn't make any sense. It says, we somehow lost cap space signing 2-way deals. Maybe the guy that hasn't decided yet with his team is somehow affecting us, so I got to clear like 700K in cap space. I'm just going to trade our worst one-way contract for a 7th round pick or whatever it is. Alright guys, so right now I'm trading this Davidson guy to Carolina for a 7th. He's a decent like depth forward, 26 years old, 81 overall. He's actually got a role of a minor scoring forward, so definitely can replace him. I'm sure over the summer with guys that grow. If not, we could sign a 2-way guy, but that's just to clear up a bit of cap space. Okay, it somehow added cap space. This game makes no sense. Like, we signed all those 2-way guys, and we gained cap space, trade away a 1-way guy. How do we, that makes no sense. We just lost like almost $1 million in cap space by trading somebody away. I'm actually so pissed right now. That makes no sense. Oh my god. So right now, guys, we're making a trade with Carolina for their starting goaltender who beat our backup. He's 82 overall, 24 years old, medium star potential, have them retaining 50%. So that means he's making like 750K at that point if they make this trade. I'm trading them Bebo, so we'll save about 750K. Plus 3 players here. They're like 3 of our worst players. They probably won't start in the AHL, so 74 overall, 71, and 77. But our center depth's like really good. He'll be like the 5th or 6th center. All of them, too, don't have the greatest potential. So the value's way on our side. Hopefully it makes up for the fact that he's like not on their trade block. And this would save us enough money to hopefully go sign Johansson. And it wouldn't make our team that much worse. Let's see what Carolina says. And they say yes. Okay, so hopefully now we can go and sign Johansson. Alright guys, so that helped us out a bit with cap space. We now have 8.1 million. Not quite the 8.7 offer I made him before, but hopefully Zinose doesn't outbid us here. I'll give him the 8.1 for 7 years, which is the max. That's like an extra 400K. And I mean, hopefully if maybe that qualifying offer we made on the guys on another team, if he says no or yes, hopefully that'll fix it, because it otherwise doesn't make sense how we lost money taking on 2-way contracts. Or hopefully Johansson just accepts this. We will simulate here and see. Has been matched. Okay, so maybe that's what it was, the outstanding 975K. So if Johansson says no, hopefully he's still a free agent. We can sign him for more money. He accepted anyway, so that's awesome. Our team is stacked. And somehow after Vancouver matched our offer and Johansson signed, we actually have 2 million cap space still. So I'm going to sign this Faye Very guy, 25 years old, 81 overall, medium top 60 potential. So he's slightly better than Heiskin and the other guy. Plus he's like got decent potential still. So maybe give him like 1.2 for 2 years. He'd be a better 6th defenseman, or at least just give us like depth at that 60 spot so when we get injuries, we know we have people to call up. And after all of our trades, we actually have like 5 contract spots open still. So I'm going to just kind of look through the 2-way guys and maybe find a gem. So I found a couple decent guys I can make 2-way offers on. Harrison here, 22.76. He might be able to play like 3rd or 4th line left wing in the AHL team. And then when I sorted by overall here, there's actually a decent defenseman, Franzen, 2179. Just makes our AHLD a bit better. Like I was saying, we actually had a forward or two playing defense in the AHL last year. Don't want that. And I want to make sure I have a lot of depth, and hopefully like somebody shines through for that 6D spot. If they can get to like an 82, they'll probably have it, and the rest of the guys will be in the AHL. And as you guys can see here, that Franzen guy accepted. Same with Gomez and Harrison. So Favory though didn't accept. No longer have cap space. Oh my god, I don't know why they don't sign the NHL player first, not the two-way guys. I feel like it would work otherwise. So I still have 1.15 million in cap space. I somehow lost 100K. No idea how that calculation happened. Maybe, yeah, okay, if we get him for 1 year, we can afford him then. So we'll give him 1.1 for 1 year instead of like the 1.2 for 2, and hopefully he says yes to this. And as you can see here, that Favory guy did accept, so I think our team is good to go. Hopefully we can have some growth over the summer and then just kill it next season. So we're now at the end of the summer here, and as you can see, we actually have 2.8 million in cap space. That's how messed up it was during the summer. We had like a couple of extra forwards called up, one of the wrong forwards called up. We had a couple extra defensemen, again, one of the wrong ones. We had 4 goalies for some reason, so 2.8 million in cap space, so the deadline's going to be huge for this team, especially considering how good it already is. Like, we have 94 Drew Doughty getting paid $4.5 million, but right here, guys, is a look at the team. So 90 Gaudreau with the Johansson or Reinhardt there on the first line. Kuleshov, Larkin, and Skinner on the second. We got Bemstrom, Hischier, and Langenbrunner on the third. Langenbrunner is actually growing a good amount to an 84. Fourth line there, Alexandrov, 81. He actually passed Hagen, who was like a 5th overall pick, and Alexandrov was a 4th round pick, so that's pretty impressive. This Dimitrikos guy, I thought he was going to get better, 83 overall. Perfect 4th line center for us now, and then Klima there, 4th line left wing. So, I mean, the forward group has a lot of depth. I'm liking it. This defense is going to be crazy once we look at it, so look at that. McAvoy and Doughty on the top pair, 93-94. Like, that shuts down everybody. Behind that, you have Juleson and Dallin, 88-89. Like, that's most teams' top pair. And then third pair, we have Yossi, who's like a top 4 D-man. Probably got top pair on most teams. Playing with Franz in there is 81, but I mean, 87 Yossi kind of makes up for that. And the top 4 are probably going to be playing like 3/4 of the game anyway. And the fact you have Yossi, I mean, like, that D-core is just insane. And then, like I was saying, for goalies, we have Gravel here, 87. Cunningham's an 81. He was an 82, so hopefully he gets back to an 82. Losing 1 overall in the backup goalie is not a huge deal. Huge loss for us, I should say. And like I was saying, the AHL team here is also very good. We got a few 80s there. A lot of more, like, younger players that are high 70s with more potential. Figured that'd be better than, like, just filling it with guys that have no value. If those guys play well during the season, maybe their value's more at the deadline. Can use them for a trade. We actually have a few 80s there on defense. Like I said, can call guys up. A few actually high 78s, too, on D. So AHLD is actually a lot better than last year. 77 starting goaltender, 74 backups. So, like I was saying, very, very, very excited to see how good this team does. If this team can't win the cup, I don't think any team can win the cup. AHL team here, 83 offense, 81 defense, 81 goaltending. And then NHL team, 95 offense, 96 defense, and 89 goaltending. So, excited for next season, guys. It's our last chance to win the cup. Hopefully it goes well. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.